Hello, dear ones. Have you ever been on an airplane that is coming in for a landing, but the landing has to be delayed? Whether because of the weather or there might be something happening on the ground and they're not ready for the plane to come down yet. And the plane has to circle and circle and circle, and you are left sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And for me, that is a bit what this season of pandemic has felt like. Continuing to circle around the same space over and over, while all the while waiting and waiting. And the question can come to our minds, where is God in the middle of this wait? Or what does God want me to be doing while I'm waiting? How does He want me to be waiting? Or even another question, what exactly am I waiting for? Am I waiting for the end of the coronavirus? Am I waiting for things to get back to normal? I'm not so sure I want to go back. I want to keep pressing forward into the things that God has for me. But as I'm waiting, I'm thinking about the disciples and the time that Jesus told them to wait. Right before Jesus ascended into heaven, once He was resurrected from the dead, He met with the disciples one more time and gave them final instructions, and He told them to wait in Jerusalem until the Holy Spirit came upon them with power. The very first assignment they were given was to wait. Before they went everywhere and told everyone that Jesus was alive and that miracles had happened, before they could do any of that, they were told to wait. And so what was their posture while they were waiting? Because I know for me, if I have to wait for any length of time, I will quickly get tired of waiting. Even in this season, there have been times when I've just become disengaged, or even we get distracted sometimes so that we don't even remember what we're waiting for. But the disciples in that moment of waiting, were waiting with such expectation, such anticipation. What is this promise that Jesus has told us to wait for? And how soon will it be before we can share the good news that we've experienced? They were waiting in readiness. They were waiting in watchfulness. And I think that this is such a good model for us while we're waiting. And I know that I've taught before about restfulness, about us resting in the Lord because we're trusting in Him and allowing us to come to that place of peace. But at the same time, alongside of that, we also are waiting, and we should be waiting with readiness and watchfulness. Much the same way that a servant waits upon their master. A servant with their master isn't necessarily busy every single moment of the day in furious activity. There are times of just sitting and waiting for the next assignment. But while doing that, the servant is always going to have their eyes attentive, their ears open to wait for the master's instructions. And that's where our posture should be before the Lord, even in this season of kind of limbo, of waiting. Our waiting can be to wait upon the Lord and to wait on Him with hopeful expectation, to wait on Him with watchfulness and readiness for the next thing that He may ask of us. The thing is, and I am convinced of this, our God is not finished with the story yet, and He is able to do amazingly more than we could ask or ever imagine. And so even while we're waiting, let us wait with hope and eager expectation for the next step. God bless you.